Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. NBA Early Season Awards, expert picks for MVP, Roy, and more so far. If the top NBA awards were handed out 1 month into the 2024-25 NBA season, which players and coaches could stake their claim to the coveted titles? After what was considered a down year for the 2024 NBA draft class, a few surprising rookies have made an immediate impact, putting the league on notice. Atlanta Hawks #1 pick Zachary Rizicher is still adjusting to the pace of the league, but the Los Angeles Lakers' Dalton Knecht just tied the rookie three-point record coming off the bench. After winning Rookie of the Year last season, will Victor Wembanyama finally make the leap in year 2 and take the Defensive Player of the Year title from four-time winner Rudy Gobert? Or will another defensive stalwart, such as Draymond Green or OG Anunoby, claim the award? We asked our NBA insiders to rank their top 3 choices for the 6 major awards up to this point in the season. A first-place vote received 5 points, a second-place vote received 3, and a third-place vote received 1. The conventional wisdom was that Nikola Jokic would have to clear an extraordinarily high bar to win his 4th MVP in 5 seasons. A month into the season, it simply isn't possible to present a rational argument that any other player in the league can claim the award over Jokic. The gap between Joker and the field was illustrated quite well during the Nuggets' road blowout over the Lakers on Sunday night. Jokic had a pretty typical performance by his standards: 34 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals and a block, while dominating Anthony Davis, the runner-up in this award category. Tim McMahon Zach Edey, the 2-time National Player of the Year at Purdue, walked into a big role in Memphis and was the favorite for this award entering the season. But a month into the season, it's a pair of players taken with back-to-back picks in the 2024 NBA Draft, Jared McCain at number 16 and Dalton Knecht at number 17, who find themselves out in front of the rookie pack. So far, it's been a complete disaster for Philadelphia, but McCain has been the sole bright spot for the 76ers. He leads all rookies in points per game, 16.6, and is shooting 40% from 3 on over 6 attempts per game even after a rough showing Sunday against the Clippers, 3-4-15 FG in 28 minutes. Tim Bontemps. 3 takeaways from Mavericks' overtime loss to Heat. The Dallas Mavericks fell 123-118 in overtime to the Miami Heat on Sunday night, finding a new way to fall apart in the clutch. Dallas couldn't stop fouling in the first half, letting the Heat, and more specifically Jimmy Butler, get to the free throw line at will. Once Miami took the lead in the first quarter, Dallas couldn't retake the lead until late in the fourth quarter, despite the game being close throughout. It just wasn't the best effort from the Mavs, and that was shown when they allowed Jimmy Butler to slip free for the game-tying bucket to force overtime. Here are 3 takeaways from Sunday's loss. 1. Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie was horrendous in this game, shooting 1 out of 12 from the floor and 0 out of 9 from 3. He took the most shots of any Maverick in overtime and played every single second in the fourth quarter and overtime. There is no reason to play him 17 straight minutes and let him take 10 shots when they're needed most. He finished this game as a -10, while Klay Thompson, who he was in place for, was a +12. What are we doing, Jason Kidd? It's not an overreaction to say they win this game if they just don't play Spencer Dinwiddie. 2. The bench needs to be better. Outside of Najee Marshall was fantastic once again but was also a team worst -18. That was in large part due to how bad the players around him were. Maxi Kleber was 0 out of 4, Jaden Hardy was 0 out of 3, and Daniel Gafford had a net rating of -26.2. And we've already addressed the monstrosity of Spencer Dinwiddie. The bench was great against Denver, and it was a big reason they won that game. It was the biggest reason they lost this one. 3, the missed chances to win. Kyrie Irving could have extended the lead to 3 with 8.2 seconds to go but split the free throws. Miami went 17-27 at the free throw line for the game. They just let Jimmy Butler pop wide open for the game-tying dunk. Dinwiddie dribbling up the floor to take a fading three-pointer for the last shot of regulation and not passing. There were so many chances to win this game, and they didn't. Mavericks forward gets real on absence of ultra superstar Luka Doncic in OT loss to the Heat. The Dallas Mavericks fell to a 9-8 record on the season with their 118-123 OT loss to the Miami Heat tonight. The Mavericks were on a 4-game win streak heading into this clash but couldn't pull the win out in OT and are 9th in the West right now. This is a bad time for the franchise to be without superstar Luka Doncic, who's missed 3 out of the team's last 4 games with a wrist injury. After the loss, Mavericks forward and summer signing Najee Marshall reflected on how hard winning close games without Doncic can be for the team in his post-game comments. Ultra superstar. In clutch situations, we would love to have him. That's what he does best. We're missing a whole lot as a player in Luka Doncic. Hopefully, my guy gets right and when he gets back, he can take over. Over Doncic's 6.5 years in the NBA, few teammates have spoken with so much reverence for his skills. It's clear that everyone in the Mavericks locker room, including Kyrie Irving, understands they need to defer to Doncic due to his insane offensive ability. While they were 2-0 without Doncic heading into this clash against the Heat, it's clear they were missing Luka at the end of the contest. Marshall had a solid night, having his second consecutive 20-point game, 8-16 FG, while coming off the bench. He's proven to be a great signing for the Mavericks, averaging 10.7 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 2.6 assists through the start of the season, providing multi-dimensional offensive play and extremely consistent defense. Jason Kidd gets real on Mavericks rotations without Luka Doncic. Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd is trying to keep the ship steady as the Mavericks start another season battling a .500 record through the opening months. Kidd has been throwing a lot of stuff on the wall to see which rotations work best for the franchise, though missing Doncic has added a major wrinkle to his process of tinkering. Kidd was asked by reporters after the game about the complication of figuring out a rotation without Doncic, prompting the coach to defend his overall roster and calling this loss a valuable lesson. It's not tough. I think it's a great experience. It's a positive because you never know with foul trouble or injury. The bench has been in the positive since Luka's been out, but unfortunately tonight, our bench was not in the positive. Our starters kept us in the game, but you just never know who's going to be able to play. This is a great lesson learned for all of us. Doncic is expected to be ruled out for a minimum of 2 more games before his return status is revealed. The Mavericks face the Atlanta Hawks on the second night of a back-to-back tomorrow before heading back home to host the New York Knicks. Luka will miss both games but might be back for their road fixture against the Utah Jazz on Saturday night. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Luka Doncic? Leave your opinion in the comments.